Peppy 822 says, but they said you would take the mark willingly. You don't have that choice when you're a baby and you get assigned your social security number. I'm going to assume by they, you mean all of our prophecy gurus. Correct me if I'm wrong. They have been telling us that we would willingly take it. But just like all the other narratives that they've been pushing for decades through our TV, they've been wrong. And I sent Pepe a comment just reminding him what the scripture says. It says, cause all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, Social Security card in your right hand, right? Or in your forehead. I remember my Social Security number. You remember yours by heart. You don't need to go back and look at it. It's etched in your memory because you've been forced to write it down many times when you got a job, right? You remember it. Again, the book prophecy is full of symbolism, okay? And the mistake that our prophecy gurus and us, when we read this stuff, we interpret it as accusations, when it's nothing but clues to the time period that we're in, okay? These are clues. 666 is a clue who the beast is. And it's hidden in the number. It's buried in the number 666. I mean, think of how incompetent our prophecy gurus are. When they can't even tell you that a beast is a kingdom, they just ignore the formula. It's like them standing up there, hellfire preaching, telling you 3 + 3 = 39. Daniel the prophet, Daniel and Revelation are connected. Clearly tells you in the formula that a beast, when prophecy is talking about a beast, it's talking about a kingdom, not one single man that's going to come, wearing a suit and tie and he's going to be beautiful, right? To think that the Antichrist is one person is absurd. It's a legion. It's an army, a shadow government. Okay? And they've been bragging about it using symbolic numerology, which was their mistake. Which led me to believe that this prophetic numerology was bait put there by God. And they took the bait because they marked themselves with it, thinking they're cute, thinking we're stupid, and thinking they are smarter than God, right? These are clues, not accusations. Parables that seeing we see, but have no clue what it's talking about. That epitomizes the book of Revelation and Daniel, pretty much, right? Until our eyes are opened. And what opens our eyes is there's a formula. They use a formula with symbolism too, but so did God. Okay? And There's living proof of it. Revelation 2:17. He that overcometh, right, will be given the hidden manna. What's hidden manna? Why are there not thousands of books about the hidden manna from our prophecy gurus? Because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But they sure made a lot of money, didn't they? Okay? Hidden manna. Proof. Treat the chapters of the New Testament like a clock that repeats. There's 260 chapters. Keep going. The 260th chapter, of course, would be the last chapter of the New Testament, Revelation 22. So if you keep going, 261 equals Matthew 1, 262 Matthew 2, 263 Matthew 3, etc. Keep going until you get to the number 666, right? This is proof that God was involved in this word, okay? And that there's hidden things in these parables, right? The equation is there's 260 chapters in the New Testament. So to find the 666th chapter, you take 666 minus 260 minus 260 gives you 146. You count. You do have to count, right? There's Bible apps. You can see how many chapters are in each book. Keep counting until you get to 146, and you land on 1 Corinthians 13. Read that and tell me if that's a coincidence, that that's the 666th chapter, when you treat the chapters of the New Testament like a clock that repeats. It's the most famous chapter Paul wrote about love. And notice what it says in the second verse. Though I understand all prophecies. What a coincidence. That's weird. 666 is one of the most famous numbers in prophecy, right? Even though I understand all mysteries, if I don't have love, I am nothing. Oh, that message is for me, right? Because it's one thing I lack. I'll admit it. I despise these people. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm some super genius. Yeah, I figured the code out, but it don't mean shit if I don't have love. And it's going to take a miracle for God to install that in me. Because listening to these people lie, every word come out of their mouth, lie, malicious lies. I despise them. But interesting that the 666th chapter of the New Testament talks about love. The most famous chapter about it. Weird that it's also chapter 13, right? Also interesting that in chapter 666 of the Bible, which is Ecclesiastes 7, there's a famous scripture in there that says, consider the work of God. Who can make straight that which he hath made crooked? Coincidence? No. Now count backwards from the end of the Bible. The 666th chapter is Psalms 46, where you find the famous verse, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. Hidden manna. Men are not smarter than God. We are not smarter than God. It's God that opens our eyes. It's God that opened my eyes. It was triggered by some communications from 17, of course, but it was being set up 14 years ago when I started paying much closer attention. Some things got my attention. Be still and know that I am God.